In the strange village of Aremoro, there was a very old tradition. Women were the rulers and men stayed at home to take care of the house. Women were in charge of everything, while men cooked, cleaned, and looked after the children. This tradition started when a strong and wise woman named Bisi founded the village. She was the first female ruler, and they called her king. Bisi never had a son, even though she married many men. After trying for a long time, she accepted that she would not have a male heir and passed the throne to her oldest daughter, Motun. Since then, the village was always ruled by women. The women were farmers, warriors, and leaders. They made sure their homes were well provided for, while their husbands stayed home. In Aremoro, it was common for a woman to marry many men, and when a child was born, the father would take care of the baby. The current ruler, Yetunde, had 41 husbands. She did not marry them out of love, but to prove she could have the most husbands of any ruler before her. Not everyone in the village liked this way of living. Rahimi, a 45-year-old man who was still single, thought it was wrong. He refused to marry and be a house husband. He hated how women treated their husbands harshly and had been planning in secret to overthrow King Yetunde. He waited for the right moment and found it when a young, handsome man named Oniyide came into his life. Rahimi knew that Yetunde had a weakness for attractive men, so he convinced Oniyide to come to Aremoro with a plan. Oniyide was not from the village and was strong and charming. Rahimi planted him in the village, hoping that Yetunde would fall in love with him. Sure enough, as soon as Yetunde saw Oniyide, she was captivated by his looks. King Yetunde showered Oniyide with gifts and attention, begging him to become one of her husbands. Oniyide agreed, but on one condition. He wanted to be the king, and she would have to step down and become the queen. This was unheard of in Aremoro, where only women ruled as kings. But Yetunde was so in love with Oniyide that she agreed to his demand. She handed him the staff of authority, making Oniyide the king. At first, everything seemed fine, but soon Oniyide changed. He began disrespecting Yetunde and married many other women. Yetunde's 41 husbands also turned against her, laughing at her behind her back. The villagers were shocked at how things had turned out. Yetunde was no longer respected, and the village began to fall into chaos. As Oniyide's power grew, he convinced other men to take control of their homes and force their wives to obey them. The village was turned upside down. The men were not good at running the village. The crops failed and hunger spread everywhere. The elders of the village, both men and women, begged Oniyide to give the power back to Yetunde, but he refused. The situation grew worse and worse until the villagers decided to take matters into their own hands. After a while, the truth came out. Rahimi had planned the whole thing. He had sent Oniyide to the village, knowing that Yetunde would fall for him. Their goal was to take control of Aremoro and destroy the long-standing tradition of women being in charge. They rose up against Oniyide and Rahimi, took the staff of authority away from Oni-Ide and banished both him and Raimi from the village forever. With Oni-Ide and Raimi gone, the village slowly returned to peace. The women of Haremoro realized they had treated the men too harshly in the past, and a new rule was made. From now on, each family could choose who would be in charge. It didn't have to be the woman. Queen Yetunde stepped down from being king, and the crown was passed to Abike, who had lived a good life with just one husband. After this, Yetunde set 40 of her husbands free, allowing them to marry whoever they wanted. She decided to settle down with only her first husband, the one who had been with her from the beginning. The village became peaceful again under King Abike, and everyone was happy once more. Moral: the story teaches that when power is misused or concentrated in the hands of one group, it leads to chaos and unhappiness. It advocates for balance, mutual respect, and equality in leadership and relationships. Traditions, it shows, can evolve for the better when fairness is prioritized. So this is the end of the story. Men are house husbands. For more stories like this, do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if this is your first time coming across this channel, I tell interesting and intriguing stories. Please kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you are a returning subscriber, thanks for always watching. Goodbye. God bless.
On this journey we'll explore through stories like never before. AI weaves where wisdom lies, with moral lessons in disguise. Captivating minds always shine, educating hearts crossing time, intriguing tales with every scene, moral threads in all we dream. Every story a light in the dark, we bring the spark, we leave our mark. Folk tales rise from every land, guiding us by wisdom's hand. With each video there's something new, a world of lessons just for you. Captivating minds always shine, educating hearts crossing time, intriguing tales with every scene, moral threads in all we dream. Every story a light in the dark, we bring the spark, we leave our mark. Folk tales rise from every land,